This is Mark and Charity's Coffee Podcast.
Against my better judgment, we're going to do a podcast today because absolutely nothing has worked out for me. If you heard the show this morning, oh my gosh.
It was fine.
I mean, I'm okay with being the butt of everybody's jokes, but nothing went right for me today. It was
Like
really...
what? What didn't go right for you?
Well, first of all, Throwback Thursday was just a debacle in the voting. What did I get? Maybe 10%, but that's my own fault.
That's all. Yeah, but we always go into Throwback believing that somehow it's going to be a debacle.
True. But rarely
And it has been at my expense too for weeks on end. So yes, this week I kicked your butt. I did. It wasn't even close. But it was a good song, and you have nothing to be upset about because it was a good song.
Okay.
People just wanted to hear Tommy Two-Tone.
What else then happened? And then, well, we'll get into today's Superhero Day.
Which again,
wow,
you nailed.
Yeah.
We had a little quiz about superheroes. You nailed it.
Today is Superhero Day, so if we were to name alter egos, could you name who they were? And that's not good enough for us, of course, so it has to be a game.
Has to be a game.
Which is great. But your household is the center of the universe
we love
for superhero movies and shows.
Both real and fictional.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so your kids think that this is exactly what goes on in the world because they don't know anything
Some
else.
days I do too.
Right.
Some days I wish it did.
Yeah.
I wish our movie was Iron Man 100% some days.
So we called up your son, Nathan, and decided to put he and I through the paces.
Yeah. All right, Nathan, we're going to test you and Mark, okay?
Yes.
I'm going to give you the secret identity.
Right. Nathan, do you want to go first or you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
He'll know it. He'll know it. That's the thing.
Well, we'll go back and forth.
Okay.
We'll go back and forth. So you can do the first one. So go ahead. Give the alter ego name.
Okay, I'm going to give you the
name.
secret identity, Nathan. You have to tell me the superhero, okay?
Yes.
All right.
Legit.
Clark Kent.
Superman.
Yeah.
Superman,
okay.
of course.
All right, good. I might have gotten that one. All
Okay,
right, next
now
one.
you're going to guess first,
Right,
Mark.
right.
All right.
Hang on here, Nathan.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Nathan's going to get this
I
one
know.
for sure. Okay,
All
buddy,
right.
don't yell it out.
Don't yell.
Peter Parker.
Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Ding, ding.
Nathan. Steve Rogers.
Captain America.
Awesome. Okay, Mark. Diana Prince.
Diana Prince is Wonder Woman.
Is he right, Nathan?
I think so.
Oh, what? No. Yes, he is.
Is that? All right, Wonder Woman.
Okay, Nathan. Matt Murdock.
Daredevil.
Yep.
I
good
would
job.
not have gotten that.
Daredevil.
Rockstar Nathan.
Oh, Mark. Okay.
Okay.
Tony Stark.
Iron Man.
Yes.
Thank heavens.
Nathan. Billy Batson.
Oh,
Shazam.
Yes, Shazam.
I'm glad we went this way. I would have gotten 0 for 2 on the last ones.
All right, Mark.
Yeah.
Barry Allen.
Barry
Allen.
Allen. Barry Allen is Flash.
Nathan, is it the Flash?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Ding, ding. Oh, okay. Nathan. Arthur Curry. You know this, buddy.
My dad's trying to give me hints and I cannot understand what he's doing.
You know this. You know this. Arthur Curry.
Aquaman. Aquaman.
Aquaman. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Good job.
Good.
Okay, and Mark.
Bruce
last
Wayne.
one.
Say Bruce Wayne.
Hal Jordan.
Hal Jordan.
Hal Jordan. What
Is-
superhero is Hal Jordan?
Green Lantern.
Nathan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good job, both of you. Well done. Well done.
I've had many more years on the planet to bump into these characters, though. So, Nathan, extremely impressive to run the table.
Thanks.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you.
Have a great one.
Love you, bud.
Very impressive. So that's great.
And who is Bruce Wayne?
Bruce Wayne is Batman,
See,
thank
yeah.
heavens.
Couldn't make it too easy.
Bruce
for you.
Bannon is...
Banner.
See, there you go. Bruce Banner. No, exactly, right?
Only because it is important
Incredible
in our
Hulk.
house. We
I
have to
know.
get the names right. We have to have the storylines right. It is, and you know too, because we follow along with Disney Plus has put out now a series of superhero, not just the big movies,
Right. The
but
backstories and side
of
stories.
these Marvel
Yep.
characters. So when there's a new one, you hear me out here talking about it. We are obsessed. We
I don't know.
love our superheroes.
Jeremy Renner's Hawkeye. I don't know his real name.
Oh.
See? Okay, I'm not going to... you don't even have to do that. See, Clint. Now that you say Clint, now I get it. That's right.
I can't think of his last name.
Okay, but see,
Thor I had to look up because you commented this morning.
The Thor's real name was Thor. Turns out, no, it isn't.
It is Thor, but he did have the secret identity of Dr. Donald Blake through some of the comics.
See?
So, yes.
Got that one wrong.
Yes.
Natasha something is Black Widow. I wouldn't have
Romanoff.
Yeah, see? There you go.
Black Widow.
See, I was so lucky. I would have, as I said, I would have gotten 2 or 3 of the ones wrong. I wouldn't have gotten Aquaman. I pulled Green Lantern out only because I really, really liked the movie with Ryan Reynolds. Mm-hmm. So that stuck in my head.
Too. Everybody hates, including him. Ryan Reynolds hates that movie. He hates it.
I know.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was great.
Fine. It's a good movie.
He probably thought he was just going to be an X-Men character forever. And then he became Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
And then obviously
Deadpool,
Deadpool, right?
Which is amazing, which is so much better.
What was his name in Deadpool? I can't remember his name. And
see, I'd have to go back to.
There's a whole can of worms. See, and I getting it wrong on my own show.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
You did well. With the ones you were given, you did well. You held your own with Nathan. And as much as we focus on the fictional superheroes, let's not forget real life superheroes today too. So if you know one, and there's a lot of them out there, be sure to say thank you to those people who go above and beyond to help others today, especially.
Mm-hmm. What else going on this morning? $44 billion. You had $44 billion.
Oh my goodness. What I could do with $44 billion.
Let me get this list out.
Yes, and I love that you came up with this list because earlier this week, of course, we're referring to Elon Musk, who spent $44 billion on purchasing Twitter. That's it. Mm-hmm. He bought Twitter for $44 billion. There are things going on in the world that could use a little bit of help when it comes to money, for sure. Of course, we all know. But that's what he chose to spend his money on.
But again, he didn't spend it. He didn't flush it.
No.
It's an investment. He'll make money on it. It's
certainly
a company. He will make money.
But when you hear that amount of money.
$44 billion.
Like, wow.
Let me tell you a backstory on Elon Musk that I like. Often we hear about government waste, and rightly so. It's our tax dollars, and it's our grandchildren's tax dollars, often because we're so in debt that we're spending money generations
down the road are going to have to deal with. Yep.
And every once in a while you hear about, and it happened in the United States, and I'll just say it happens every year. I'm sure it happens all the time. I'm not making it up, but I don't know the details. Why let the truth get in the way of a good story?
Yeah.
That there are initiatives where they hand out tens of millions of dollars to prospective companies. And then you hear about, that the U.S. government would have spent $30 million on a company whose pilot project was to see if worms can fly. It's a dumb thing. And you think, what a waste on that. But the idea is every year they give it to like 10 companies because one of them's going to hit. One of them one year was Tesla. So Tesla, a company that's going to build cars that run on batteries. And look what that turned into. Mm-hmm. So the whole idea of the investment of government is we don't believe they're all going to work. We're trying to back one of them because one of them is going to be enormous.
Yep.
So Elon Musk benefited from a government initiative. Yes, it was his great idea and his company to even get to that stage to qualify for such, money and, from the government. But I often think about how, nobody knew whether it would work.
Yeah.
So good on the guy for becoming the world's richest person.
There's no question the man is incredibly smart.
Right.
And when it comes to business, driven, he's focused.
Right.
Nobody would take that away from him. But it's such an obscene amount of money.
Yeah.
Obscene amount of money.
For one person to buy one company.
Yeah.
Might be the large. Like I looked up how much General Motors is worth. So if you wanted to buy General Motors, it's $181 billion. So he has enough money that if he wanted to be the single owner, just the one person owner.
Have complete
of
control.
General Motors, $181 billion. Twitter, it's impressive, $44 billion. But then we started going through a list. If you had $44 billion, you could purchase 75 brand new just built cruise ships. Brand new, not even wet yet. 75 of them, a fleet of brand new cruise ships for $44 billion. You could buy 1,475 brand new private jets, never even sat upon.
Wow.
1,400 separate private islands in the Caribbean, although he's probably got some already. But you could buy 1,400 private islands.
Are there 1,400 private islands in the world?
But it was asked, like, how much would one cost? And then I just divided that by 44 billion and came up with 1,400. This is the one, if you're a Taylor Swift fan, Taylor Swift gets $1 million for a private concert.
Okay.
So if you invite her over, maybe she does 3 songs, I don't even know. It would cost you $1 million. And if you had all the money in the world, you would say, why not? Okay. For $44 billion, he could pay Taylor Swift's booking rate to her to come over to his house and sing for a private party every night for 121 years.
So you could have it, then your kids could have her come, and then it would continue on through generation. Of course, not with Taylor, but her offspring too.
Which would probably become holograms.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't be $1 million for a hologram, but you get the point.
So 3 or 4 generations would be able to enjoy Taylor every year, every day.
He could buy 8,800 luxury penthouse condos in Dubai. These are the ones we mock because they're so opulent for one. He could buy 8,800 of them.
Oh my gosh.
He could buy Buckingham Palace 8 times. Tells you how rich the royal family is. So he could buy the Statue of Liberty 294,000 times. I looked up the worth of it. It's worth about $280,000 of scrap.
Yeah.
Like it's not worth anything as the Statue of Liberty. Its own piece as well. It's just a bunch of metal to them. I mean, it was. He could buy an Augusta National Golf Course, site of the Masters, 520 times. It's worth $820 million.
Wow.
520. He could buy the Toronto Maple Leafs 24 times. Okay.
That's just one team, though.
One team. He could purchase all 32 NHL franchises and have money left over. All of the teams combined to be worth $27.6 billion. Twitter cost him $44 billion. He could own
the NHL.
The NHL, Augusta National Golf Course, buy Buckingham Palace, have Taylor Swift come over for 20 years, all for about $44 billion. He could combine, pick and choose from this list, right?
Oh my gosh.
And we were talking about the Toronto Marriott Hotel in Rogers Centre that overlooks the Blue Jay games. He could get a room there every night for 367,525 years before his bill was slid under his door.
Said you got to pay and get out.
$44 billion, please. And then, of course, come to Belleville, get 44 billion loony shakes. That's what $44 billion would buy. And there's other things we could do, but when you stop and put it into
that's what I mean. It's such an obscene amount of money, but when you break it down like that, it's like, oh my gosh.
I think the same way when the stock market goes for a dump and it loses like 4%. And you think, oh, okay, 4% of my money that's invested in my RSPs is like, but I don't need it right now. It's on paper, so I'm okay. But I think of a guy like Warren Buffett, who's got also more money than our Lord. And yet it would say, oh, today on paper, he lost, $2.4 billion. Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And I know he's got another 40 billion tucked somewhere else. So, he's still going to eat today and the heat won't go off in his house. But, it's just, what is $44 billion to Elon Musk? It would have been $44 million he'd never touch because he's got more than he could spend.
But that's just how, so you buy Twitter because really, what are you going to do with it?
But he's going to do something with it because he's made an awful lot of headlines about it. So its value is going to go up. He's going to turn it into something good, bad, and different. And then he's going to flip it 2 years from now for 70. And we're all going to go, the man's a genius.
Yeah.
We may not like it, but he's got it figured out. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. But it's kind of interesting with $44 billion.
When you break it down like that and you can actually get your head around it, it is, it's something. Wow.
Yeah.
To have that much money.
Exactly. So... And then finally, we talked about dinosaurs. Can we spend a minute on that? Because that's just a little bit crazy.
Now, this, I do apologize, because this, I did correct you on this on the air. And I apologize, because that might have hurt your feelings.
No, it doesn't. Never. Again, it's the way this whole show's gone today.
Not.
It's just, I don't know why I came in.
This was only the one spot. And it wasn't meant to correct you. It was more just me trying to understand.
I know what the word is.
Picture the word in my head, because when you said it, I was like, okay, did he mean? Yeah. So, Triceratops.
There was a survey of people that said, does science owe it to the planet to protect species before they go extinct? If we could
Before they go extinct.
104% of everybody said absolutely. Of course we do. Like, who would say no?
Yes, if we can help them.
They said, okay, well, what about if science is so adept, such as the movie Jurassic Park, should we do whatever should be done to bring back existing or extinct animals? Because we might have their DNA somewhere in amber, right? Stuck to a tree with a mosquito inside.
With a mosquito extract blood.
36% of people said, yeah, we should. So, like
I don't
dinosaurs,
know what these 36% of people believe.
They just think that would be cool.
Because I think going back to your example of Jurassic Park, it was a movie. Yeah. I'm not saying science can't do it, but let's remember the movie, shall we? If you see any of the movies, it doesn't go well.
It doesn't end well for us. There'll be no golf courses because we're stomping that.
Well, you might not be alive.
You're driving around.
You might get eaten.
So what's the nice one there? The Tyrannosaurus? What's one?
The there's the what is the Brachiosaurus? The Triceratops.
Yeah, those are the leaf eaters. Those were the good ones.
Are those the ones with the 3 horns?
Oh, I don't like those. No,
the 3 horns, they're leaf eaters.
Yeah, so that's okay.
Yes, the Triceratops but they have the horns. I'm thinking pterodactyls aren't.
No,
nice.
not good.
No.
Those are the flying rodents.
They're like big
Godzilla
pelicans
movies.
that could eat you.
Yeah, that's right, and they will. That's what they look to do.
As we've seen in the movies.
Yeah, they live to disrupt your day.
Exactly.
That's what they do.
Exactly.
11% of people said we should bring those back. 11%.
Exactly.
12% of people said we should have Tyrannosaurus Rex back. Like, you gotta be kidding me.
The big scary one. Yeah, let's have him back. That's a good idea.
Yeah, not just one.
That is one of those movie scenes that to this day still gives me goosebumps.
With the boom.
I remember seeing that movie in films, and when you first hear that, and you see the water.
The water going.
Oh, even now it's like, I'm going to have to go home and watch it.
Come on, Jeff Goldblum.
I love those movies.
Jeff Goldblum looking in the rearview mirror where it says images may be closer than they appear.
Yeah, and he's chasing him. Yeah,
that
and Jeff Goldblum himself will tell you.
Yeah.
You cannot play God. Yeah. Nature will always come through.
Find a way.
It'll find a way.
And now
why would we bring them back?
Yeah. Those of us can't figure out so many things on this planet. We want to bring back dinosaurs.
Yes, let's bring dinosaurs because there's not enough to worry about and to watch out for in life. So thank you.
And for the people who said, no, we don't want to bring them back, they were also asked why. And there was a larger contingent of people who believe because dinosaurs already exist somewhere on the planet, we just haven't found them. I know. It's like, what? Wait a minute. Can we back up to that?
Okay, so maybe movies are real.
There are people who believe on this planet that dinosaurs are somewhere that we just haven't found them.
Oh my gosh.
And they believe, it's like, well, when are they going to come out and say, ta-da! Like, or when are we going to happen upon them?
Because they're so small and subtle that, yes, they've stayed hidden.
And where in Jurassic Park were they going to? Is it Costa Rica? Something like that? Like it's already around
like off the coast of Costa Rica.
It's like populated places. There's not very many places on the planet we haven't been to. Is there
anywhere in the world that has not been explored yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think, other than the ocean, because there are, like, the ocean's a very...
Yeah, but I've heard theories...
Mystery.
Of that there are people in the rainforest who have yet to have invented the wheel. I've heard that story before. Now, I don't know how you would know that. But we know that
there's people in the rainforest.
Sure.
So we know they're there.
Yeah, but they are supposedly so undeveloped scientifically that they still haven't figured out the wheel. It's like, I can't believe that. I'm sure at some point we would go up, tap them on the shoulder and say, there's an easier way to carry this stuff.
You know, I would probably believe that they've gone further than the wheel and have something that is way more effective and would amaze us. Yeah. The rest of the world.
Like a wheelbarrow. Like, I'm good with it. I got to figure it out. Yeah.
Jeez, dinosaurs.
So, I don't know.
Are you kidding me? See, and then that actually makes me feel better. I don't feel so crazy now wanting to live in a Marvel universe. If people believe there's dinosaurs somewhere in the world already.
Do you want to live in a Marvel universe?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I would. Because there's heroes. Because there's good and there's evil. And it's just the good overcoming evil. It's just that feeling of,
Here's my initial thought on that.
Surety of it.
You know what I like about that theory? Is you can identify the villains.
Yes.
In our world now, you almost can't. Like, okay, we all got it. Vladimir Putin.
Yeah.
Bad guy.
What did I say to you when that broke out, when they first invaded Ukraine? I said to you, where's Captain America? Yeah. This is when we need Captain America to just go in and stop it.
Take care of stuff.
Yep. Just go in and do it.
Get it done.
Done.
Yep. Don't have to pay him.
Nope.
That's his day job.
And not that the organizations don't have a purpose and they're not doing good. But there's no UN, there's no NATO, there's no red tape. You just go and you do it.
Captain America.
Yep.
Okay. I wouldn't know who anybody was. That's what I learned this morning.
Steve Rogers.
Steve Rogers.
Steve Rogers is Captain America.
Tony Stark.
You knew that one, though.
Bruce
Come
Banner.
on. Those are pretty. You know those ones.
Romanov.
Peter Parker.
Thor.
You know Peter Parker.
Peter Parker was Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So, okay. But it was
what
a
about
tough
Ant-Man?
show.
Do you know Ant-Man's name?
See, Ant-Man. Okay.
Not Paul Rudd.
No.
But that's who plays him.
Ant-Man's name. No. Let's see.
Scott Lang.
Scott Lang. See, then I hear it.
Yeah, you hear it and you know it.
Of course. Scott,
What about Wasp?
Wasp?
No, let's not do Wasp. That one's too hard. Let's not do Wasp. Never mind. That would be Evangeline Lilly who plays Hope Pym.
Hope. Oh, see? Yeah.
There's
now
a lot. Yeah, sorry. Okay, we'll move on.
Superhero Day today. It's a Mark and Charity Coffee podcast. This throws back Thursday to 1982. Thank you, Tommy Two-Tone, with our power pop song this morning for Burger Revolution. Back at it tomorrow with your dad joke of the week. Final work day of April ahead of the Fan Appreciation Day with the Belleville Senators on Saturday. Your parents are dropping the puck.
They are. Pretty excited for them.
Big Brown Family Day on Saturday.
They are huge Ottawa and Belleville Sens fans and have been for years. So, yeah, seasons ticket holders, CA members get to drop the puck. Saturday.
Good on them. So we'll talk to you tomorrow morning. It's the Mark and Charity Coffee Podcast. Wherever you get your favorite podcast, subscribe so you get it in your inbox by about 11 o'clock in the morning. Have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.